Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is going to do Avatar Legend of Korra character profiles for the rest of this week. For the rest of this week, you should see character profiles for each or for most of the main characters of the Legend of Korra series. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the final episode is going to air this Saturday, I think around 11 o'clock. I'm not too sure if that's Eastern or Pacific time, I'm not too sure. But it's going to air this Saturday, and I want to do the final episode review for Legend of Korra. And before the episode airs, I decided, you know what, let me do some character profiles and to get myself warmed up for the actual final episode. And the thing is, I've been up to date with the series since it's been airing. I'm up to date with the series. I've been a fan of Avatar Legend of Aang for the longest. Since it debuted on Cartoon Network, I've been a fan of that. I'm also a fan of Legend of Korra. I've been a fan of it since it debuted on Cartoon Network. I didn't see the actual leaked stream. I actually saw the first episode on the television, and then the rest I saw online after that. So, I mean, I've been a fan of the series. The thing is that there were so many people doing Avatar Legend of Korra reviews. I decided, you know what, I don't need to do them because there are so many reviewers doing Legend of Korra. So I decided, you know what, let me take a step back. Let me take a step back. That being said, if you think I'm selling out, fuck it. I'm selling out, okay? I'm selling out. So I'll do you the courtesy of playing the Guile theme on every Legend of Korra profile. I don't care. I don't give a shit. In my opinion, Legend of Korra, I enjoy it. I view it on a weekly basis. Why shouldn't I at least do character profiles? If you're still gonna bitch about it, well, you get this. So, fuck it. We here. That being said, alright? This character profile video is going to be based on two characters, Tenzin and Lin Beifong, okay? Now, let's start with Tenzin, okay? Tenzin he is the youngest son of Avatar, he is the youngest child of Avatar, Aang, and Katara. So they had 3 kids, yeah, they had 3 kids, and Tenzin is the youngest of those 3 children. I believe right now he's either 50 or 49 or 51. I'm not too sure, but he's either 51, 50, or 49. And the thing is that Tenzin, he is the only airbending master that is alive right now. Now, we don't know about his other siblings. His other siblings are in the wind, literally in the wind. We have no idea about them. His older siblings, we have no idea. What we do know is that he is the only airbending master, and he also represents the air nomads in the United Republic Council in the Republic City. So he represents the air nomads, all right? Just how Tarlok represents the the Northern Water Tribe, and then the other 3 guys, I'm not too sure on them, but they're old people. Doesn't really matter, alright? They're not important. That being said, Tenzin has a wife called Pemba, and he used to date, at some point in his past, he used to date Chief Beifong, or Chief Lin Beifong. And then their relationship split up, or they were diverging for some reasons, we're not too sure as to why. And then Pemba, at one day went up to him and revealed her feelings to him, and then they got and then at that point it was smooth sailing. They got married, and then they got 3 kids. I believe the kids are Iki, Milo, and then I forgot the other one's name. Yeah, I forgot the other kid's name. And that's Tenzin's whole entire thing right there. Now the thing is that Tenzin, as a character, at first I didn't like him. At first I didn't like him because he kind of seemed generic. Yeah, Tenzin really did seem generic. But he kind of grows on you after a while. Tenzin is, in my opinion, he's a character that you're not going to really like off the gate, but at the same time, he grows on you. you start to like Tenzin more and more and more through each episode. I will say is that one thing about Tenzin that I don't really like that much is that his airbending skills, even though he's the only airbending master, his skills seem to be subpar, or at least when it comes to the Equalists. Because the Equalists, they go in there and they rape. They literally beat everybody. It's like, what the fuck, you know? It's like, Amon is he's a monster. He's like, and then he beats you. He just beats you. Like, even the scrubs beat, like, benders. It's like, what the hell, you know? And I would figure, I mean, maybe because I'm comparing Tenzin to his father, Aang. Well, Aang and Aang, right? Yeah, Aang. On some movie shit. No. The thing is that Aang was a powerful airbender. He was a very powerful airbender. Even as a child, when we see Aang fight against people like Zuko and so on and so forth, what I noticed is that Aang had a lot more skill when it came to his airbending, or at least that's the way it seems, in comparison to Tenzin. Tenzin does not seem that powerful when it strictly comes to the skills of airbending. But that being said, he's the only airbending master that is alive right now, and thus he's the only teacher who can teach Korra airbending. So enough said right there. But Tenzin, his character design, I like the character design. I really do. The goatee, sporting it, that to me, perfect, okay? You want an old dude that looks cool, give him a goatee. End of story, man. That's why when I'm older, when I'm like 50, I'm sporting the goatee. All day, every day, 24/7, 365, okay? There's a note on like a wall somewhere, on like a sheet of paper. When you're 50, rock the goatee. All day, okay? So, I mean, the thing about it is that I like his character design, and the thing is that we can see that he's actually attained the status of airbending master through his tattoos on his forehead, and I mean, yeah, like, that's the actual symbol of like an airbending master. So, with that being said, Tenzin, in my opinion, when it comes to his relationship with Korra, it's a basic, it is a basic student-master relationship. At least when it comes to a basic teacher-student comedic sense, because there is a little bit of comic humor between the two. Like when Korra talks about how Tenzin, like when she finds out about the relationship between Lin and Tenzin, she kind of nags Tenzin about that kind of stuff. I mean, Tenzin is when it comes to comic relief, he is a pretty funny character. But most of the time he's very serious. He's very calm. Kind of like the wind, very calm and you know, that kind of nature. So, but Tenzin, ultimately speaking, I think is, again, he's a character that grows on you. But ultimately speaking, in my opinion, he's an okay character. He's okay. He's okay. Now let's talk about Lin Beifong. Lin Beifong is the daughter of Toph, and I don't know why, but Toph in the last Avatar, I really digged her. There was something about Toph that I found very appeasing. I'm not too sure what that was, but I just really like Toph as a character. But Lin is the daughter of Toph. She is, well, at the beginning of the series, she was the chief of the Republic City's metal bending police force, and then I believe around episode 6 or 7, she resigns her position as the metal bending police force chief because she loses several of her men to Amon's Equalist force. So basically, she resigns her position. And of course, I already mentioned that at some point she did have a relationship with Tenzin. However, Pema took Tenzin away, quote unquote, and then it is hinted that at some point Beifong, at some point Lin was very upset and tried to throw Penma in jail, but of course she failed. Now the thing here is that we do know at some point in the past, when Tenzin and Beifong and Lin were kids, that Lin had a very strong bond with Avatar Aang. We don't know how strong it was, but apparently they got along very well. However, what's not hinted is the relationship between her and her mother, Toph. And I'm going to assume that Lin had a strong relationship with her mother, Toph, simply because Lin is willing to take up the mantle of becoming the metal-bending police force chief, just how her mother Toph was the metal-bending police force chief when she was alive, as is Lin. So she's taking up her mother's she is trying to follow her mother's footsteps. And I'm going to assume from that notion that she had a lot of respect and love for her mother. And her character design, Lin's character design is it's not the greatest. It's okay. She's not really noticeable, but yeah. The only thing that's actually really noticeable when it comes to Lin's design is the 2 scars she has going across the right side of her cheek, and this shows that she has a lot of combat experience. She's been in a lot of fights. She has done a lot to protect her city, and so on and so forth. So, and she's a very I forgot the exact word, but she's very forceful. She's very demanding. It's either her way or the highway. Just how her mother was before her. So her father, again, is unknown. We're not too sure as to who Toph had a relationship with. I doubt it was Sokka. I highly doubt it was Sokka. Maybe, I'm not too sure. It could have been like some random person. But that being said, when it comes to Lin and her relationship with Korra, at first she doesn't like Korra. At first, Korra and her butt heads a lot. And like we see at the beginning of the first episode, where she comes to her Republic City, Korra starts breaking up a lot of shit, and then Lin takes her to jail. And then Korra mentions how, well, I'm the Avatar. Lin doesn't give 3 shits. She doesn't care. In fact, she does the whole entire, I see you type of motion. So, and there's clearly tension between the two. But as the series progresses, Lin starts to realize, through Tenzin, Lin starts to realize that Korra is very much similar to herself. And by using this, and by coming to terms with this, Lin and Korra start to develop a stronger bond. So, when it comes to a character, I think that Lin, she's pretty cool. Her design, in my opinion, again, it is very basic, but at the same time, she's a cool and respectable female. And, I respect Lin. So, that being said, these are my character profiles for these two, Tenzin and Lin Beifong. I'm not too sure who I'm going to do next. It may be Tarlok or it may be Bolin. I'm not too sure. I like Bolin. Bolin is funny. But that being said, this is the King of Lightning. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm selling out. Facebook fan page down below. Peace. Have a nice day.